Hey everyone, welcome back to GLO's 10-Minute News. I'm Nicole, and this is...
And this is Danny. I'm excited we're here. You're excited you're back because literally start putting your seatbelt because I don't know this ride is going to be a bumpy 3D mention. All you.
This is the week of February 21st through the 28th. It is still February. He accepted the challenge to come up with a very good Black History fact every newscast we have. So...
Well, I actually do. Apparently in the 60s, it was hard for African American people that, not only that, to be something amazing like authority, being part of the court system, being part of the police department, being just amazing. But this guy.
Who's this guy?
Oh, this guy is called Thurgood Marshall. Did I say it right?
Thurgood Marshall.
So I'm boom. But he was actually on June 13, 1967, President Johnson nominated
Thurgood Marshall.
Thurgood Marshall to be the first African American justice to serve on the Supreme Court of the United States. Marshall had already made his mark American law, having won 29 out of 32 cases he argued before the Supreme Court, mostly landmarks cases Brown versus Board of Education of Topeka. But let's go back in that. But it's amazing because that was which ruled school segregation unconstitutional.
Yes. So
I was excited.
Brown versus the Board of Education gave African Americans the same rights as others to go to schools and educate themselves. So,
yes. So definitely Google him, definitely research, talk to your kids about this amazing gentleman that really is making an impact and difference. And now we have a lot of judges are African American from female to a male. So it's kind of cool.
There are some judges, I would say at the
Supreme Court
district level, not like high up yet, but we are making moves. We're making more moves and strides to get, a little closer up there. So thank you for coming with your amazing fact this week. Appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to jump right in. We both have some pretty interesting, very heavy stories that we want to present this week. So I don't know if you guys have heard, but within the last week or two, the CDC has said that there are unprecedented numbers of young teens, girls in particular, who are being diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and who are now suicidal. And they're not sure if it's coming from the COVID wave, like just being in isolation for so long and then coming back and not having those socialization skills, being back in school. But for whatever reason, these numbers are unprecedented. So please, if you notice any changes in your daughter, in all of your children, but especially in your girls, please make sure that you get them some help, seek out counseling, therapy, any kind of professional. So.
And you know what? This actually brings you back to this kind of conversation I was looking into. As an educator, and we actually both work in the educational world, even when I was an administrator, one of the biggest things is your child is not your friend. And we have a lot of parents that come in and they become their friends. Here's the main thing because of the role is that this generation, our generation, we are the parents and we forget what our parents taught us. But the emotional role of the parent is to build on love, affection, and esteem. It's esteem part of being the parent and it's a beautiful thing to behold. But your roles as a parent, it's not just emotional and your child is not your friend. Indeed, much of the parenting role is functional. For an infant, that means feeding, changing diapers, bathing, and generally providing for the child. That is your responsibility. For 8 years old, it means ensuring homework is done. And not only that, for a 15-year-old, it means setting and enforcing responsibility curfews. So remember those different age limits. You're going to have to be tougher. It's tough love, but remember that you have to mold this kid to live out in the real world. And that's what's wrong with a lot of the parents, I believe.
So I think it's just been very easy to hand your child an electronic device because you want to get things done. I think it's very easy to hand your child an electronic device because you want to keep them quiet instead of being more hands-on like, maybe our grandparents were with us. So, for whatever it is, we need to get back to actually talking to our children.
Yes. And sitting with them and having that conversation, that means you need to sit with them. So remember, as you're sitting with them, listen to them. Listen to what's going on in their world and communicate. Don't be too crazy emotionally.
I think we react more than we listen.
Yes.
And so, and a lot of times they're not looking for us to react. They're looking for us to just listen.
So listen to your kids. Definitely look at their Instagram, Facebook. Make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. But really enforce that. Because in the real world, there's enforcing the law. And if they don't enforce that, as a student, as a kid, and as a parent, it'll be not the teacher's fault, it'll be your fault. So remember, encourage your kids to be amazing and love them like you should love them every single day.
All right.
Oh, that was good.
So, okay, so
Drinking my little sparkling water.
We're going to move on to a different segment. So I found this and it was like absolutely amazing, like mind blowing to me. So Columbia University, their medical school, their graduating class, or sorry, their class of 2025. So
Okay.
they had their white coat ceremony.
Ooh.
And for each class, like in April of 2021, Columbia University started allowing each class to write their own Hippocratic oath. So they recite the Hippocratic oath and then they write a class Hippocratic oath. So the graduating class of 2025 this year wrote their class Hippocratic oath.
Ooh.
And what they did was they decided to confront unconscious prejudices in their Hippocratic oath. So I want to read to you like just a very tiny portion of what their Hippocratic oath says. So for the new class, it says, we enter the profession of medicine with appreciation for the opportunity to build on the scientific and humanistic achievements of the past. We also recognize the acts and systems of oppression affected in the name of medicine. We take this oath of service to begin building a future grounded in truth, restoration, and equity to fulfill medicine's capacity to liberate. Now, instead of most of the medical community reacting like, yes, that is amazing, because like it goes further. That was just the beginning, but it goes further. But instead of them reacting like, yes, oh my gosh, thank you. We recognize that equity is a problem in medicine, and you guys reciting this type of oath allows you to change things. They were mad. I mean, big mad. So if you have the opportunity, please go on YouTube and look up Columbia University 2025 white coat ceremony, and you'll be able to listen to the entire Hippocratic oath that they have. Do you have anything else? Because you know we're almost out of time.
Well, I just want to know, I mean, at the end of that, I'm like, seriously? Is this a bunch of old dum-dums don't want to change? Is what?
Yes.
I mean,
yes,
I think that's what's, I think that's what's wrong with our generation.
In medicine. No, not our generation. It's
the
generation above us and those two above them.
Right.
Like in let's just be honest. In the medical profession right now, there are a lot of older white men sitting in positions that they've been in for years, and what has worked they want to continue to work, and our generation and younger is coming in and saying no, sorry, that's not working, it hasn't been working, and we want to change it. And because like the whole uproar was the fact that theirs was like woke.
Oh,
and
we've been doing this for 200 years.
So what they're doing is they're taking the word woke and they're turning it into some, oh, you're trying to fight for this, you know, this one specific type of class of people. No, not it. It is what it is we are fighting for the wrong and we want to make it right. And instead of them saying, okay, we're almost out of here, let them do what they want, they, you know, got mad.
Well, not only that, especially because we're talking about medical and medicine, one of the biggest things is people are becoming lazy. Remember, the doctors are always asking you, and the medical profession is that just 15 minutes of exercise per day may feel like the least you can do. You actually could do it. When it comes to physical activity, the bar minimum can extend your life expectancy by 3 years and reduces the risk of death by 14%.
Okay, so if I exercise for 15 minutes a day, I can increase my life expectancy by 3 years.
Yes, and not only that, even losing weight, and you feel better.
Yes.
And then later on, it's going to be hard, but every step of the way it gets better and better, but your body will actually want to work out more and more. So this week, try to do 15 minutes a day before you go to bed. Actually, it's one of the best things. When you go to bed, before you go to bed, do your exercise, and you're going to sleep differently.
Okay. Well, thank you. This has been GLO's 10-Minute News, and we will see you next week. Have a good one.
Have a great day, y'all.
And this has been GLO's 10-minute news.
All right, have a great day, and we'll see you next week. We'll talk about the movie reviews. Bye, guys.
Subscribe now.